And my grandchildren adore him, absolutely adore him. He reads Harry Potter. He can do all the different voices, and I think children really appreciate that.
What was meant to be a quiet royal honor turned into a full-blown palace earthquake. When young Prince Louis was unexpectedly granted a rare and prestigious royal title, Queen Camilla didn't just frown, she erupted. Behind Buckingham Palace's polished doors, chaos unfolded as Camilla realized her own grandson had been completely overlooked. In this video, we're diving deep into the explosive fallout, the royal power struggle no one saw coming, and how one smiling little prince just shifted the balance of the monarchy forever. Stay tuned. The crown's quiet gamble. What seemed like a sweet and simple royal announcement, the bestowing of a rare and historic title on young Prince Louis, quickly turned into something much deeper and more revealing. On the surface, it looked like a routine gesture, one that brought smiles to the public and added another charming chapter to the fairy tale lives of the British royals. Prince Louis, the youngest child of Prince William and Princess Catherine, has often captured hearts with his playful antics and cheeky grins. So when news broke that he had been granted a title rarely given to someone so young, royal watchers were thrilled. But inside Buckingham Palace, the mood was very different. Behind the palace walls, the move was anything but ordinary. It was strategic, deliberate, and perhaps even disruptive. Far from being just a ceremonial gesture, the conferring of this title sent shockwaves through the royal household, subtly shifting the power dynamics and stirring long-held tensions. This wasn't just about honoring a young prince, it was a carefully crafted message to the royal family and the world. The future of the monarchy is already in motion, and the next generation is not waiting in the wings. They're stepping forward now. Insiders say the announcement caught some by surprise. While many in the public viewed it as a touching moment, members of the royal inner circle understood it as a bold signal. This wasn't just about Louis. It was about the House of Windsor recalibrating its future, and the person at the center of that future, not a senior royal, not an advisor, but a child barely old enough to tie his shoelaces. To understand the full meaning of this title, you need to look at royal tradition. Such honors are typically reserved for older royals, those who have proven themselves over time. For Prince Louis to receive it at such a young age means the royal family is making a strong statement. His role will not be minor. He is not meant to fade quietly into the background while others lead. Instead, he's being positioned as a symbol of continuity, a fresh face representing a more modern monarchy that still honors its roots. But why now? And why Louis? Some suggest this was Princess Catherine's quiet but powerful move to shape the future in her children's favor. Others believe King Charles approved the title to reinforce the line of succession and protect the monarchy's legacy. Either way, it didn't happen by chance. It happened with a purpose. Within the royal circle, this decision may have stirred uncomfortable emotions. Those once confident in their standing may now be questioning where they fit in this new royal order. Camilla, Queen Consort, has reportedly expressed concern over the growing spotlight on Catherine and her children, especially now that Louis has received such a prominent honor. Could this title spark quiet rivalries? Could it deepen the cracks already forming behind the palace facade? What's clear is that the monarchy is thinking long-term. By elevating Prince Louis now, they are securing public interest, reinforcing loyalty to the royal line, and quietly reshaping the institution's image. Louis represents something more than youthful charm. He is a bridge between the traditions of the past and the vision of the future. In many ways, the monarchy has just played a masterful game of chess, and Prince Louis was the unexpected move that changed the board. The question now is, who will make the next move? Prince Louis's new title signals a bold shift in royal tradition and power. Rising tensions prompt the question, will it be embraced by all? Let's explore how his ascent challenged Queen Camilla's hopes for her family's royal future. Queen Camilla's crumbling illusion. For many years, Queen Camilla stood in the shadows of the British monarchy, watching, waiting, enduring. She wasn't just trying to earn a title, she was fighting to be truly accepted. To the public, she was often seen as the other woman, the outsider who married into the royal family under a cloud of controversy. But inside the palace, Camilla worked hard to prove herself worthy, not just as the wife of King Charles, but as a vital part of the royal institution. Camilla played the long game. She didn't demand attention or titles for herself or her family. Instead, she chose patience. She weathered cruel headlines, judgmental whispers, and years of comparisons to the late Princess Diana. Through it all, she stayed calm and loyal, hoping that one day the royal establishment would show the same grace to her children and grandchildren that it had to others. In quiet conversations and private hopes, she imagined her family being given a ceremonial role, some small recognition that they too belonged, not just in her heart, but within the royal fold. But all of that changed the day young Prince Louis was given a rare and historic title. To the world, it was a charming moment, one that celebrated a sweet, energetic little prince and stirred national pride. But to Camilla, it was something else entirely. It was a brutal reminder that no matter how hard she tried, her family would never truly be seen as royal. Prince Louis's elevation wasn't just about honoring a child, it was a public signal of who mattered most in the monarchy's future, and who didn't. Behind closed doors, those close to Camilla say she was devastated. Her usual calm demeanor gave way to something much more emotional. The years of holding back, of swallowing disappointment, all came crashing down. According to palace insiders, she felt blindsided, betrayed, even erased. It wasn't just that Prince Louis was chosen, it was that no one had even considered her grandchildren for similar recognition. To Camilla, it felt like a message written in gold-trimmed letters. Your bloodline stops here. There was no announcement, no discussion, no offer. And while no one had expected her family to take on major royal roles, the complete absence of even the smallest ceremonial gesture struck a painful chord. It confirmed what she had feared deep down for years, that she, and by extension her children and grandchildren, would always be on the outside looking in. The emotional toll was heavier than many knew. Sources suggest Camilla began questioning her place, not just in the monarchy, but beside a king who seemed more focused on securing his son William's legacy than including hers in the picture. It was as though the palace had drawn a royal line in the sand, and Camilla's family had been left standing on the other side. This moment marked a quiet but powerful shift in Camilla. While she continues to perform her public duties with grace, those closest to her say she's no longer waiting for the royal family to offer what it never intended to give. The Queen, who once hoped for acceptance, is now dealing with a hard truth. In the eyes of the monarchy, love may be enough for marriage, but not for legacy. And with Prince Louis's rise, the message couldn't have been clearer. Prince Louis's new title marks a royal turning point, upholding tradition while quietly stirring deep tensions. For Camilla, it's a stark reminder that love alone can't guarantee legacy. But who exactly is Prince Louis? Let's delve into his story. The charming young royal, Prince Louis of Wales, whose full name is Louis Arthur Charles, was born on April 23, 2018, and holds a unique and cherished place in the modern British royal family. As the third child and second son of Prince William, the Prince of Wales, and Catherine, the Princess of Wales, Louis entered the world already woven into the rich and complex fabric of royal tradition and heritage. From the very moment of his birth, Prince Louis was not just a beloved addition to his immediate family. He was also a royal figure of national and international interest. He became fifth in line to the British throne, following his grandfather, King Charles III, his father, Prince William, and his two older siblings, Prince George and Princess Charlotte. Even at such a young age, his position in the line of succession marked him as someone who could one day play a significant role in the monarchy, depending on how the future unfolds. Prince Louis was born into royal privilege, but his titles were not automatically guaranteed. However, thanks to a significant decision made by his great-grandmother, Queen Elizabeth II, he received both the title of Prince and the style of His Royal Highness from birth. This was made possible through letters patent, a formal legal document issued by the late Queen on December 31, 2012, before Louis was even born. These letters extended the royal titles and privileges not just to Prince George, the eldest, but to all children of Prince William, ensuring they would be treated with equal royal status. Just a few days after his birth, on April 27, 2018, the world learned the carefully chosen name of the newest royal, Louis Arthur Charles. Each part of his name carries deep meaning and honors significant family members from the royal past. Louis is a heartfelt tribute to Lord Louis Mountbatten, a great-uncle to Prince William's father, King Charles, and a beloved mentor and friend to the royal family. Lord Mountbatten was not only a naval hero and statesman, but also played a key role in the upbringing of Prince Charles. The name Arthur has long been associated with British royalty and chivalry, bringing to mind the legendary King Arthur and his ideals of honor and leadership. Finally, Charles is, of course, a direct nod to his grandfather, King Charles, continuing the legacy of one of the most prominent names in the House of Windsor. Although still very young, Prince Louis has already captured the public's imagination. With his lively expressions and charming appearances at royal events, he has quickly become a fan favorite. As he grows up in the spotlight, under the care of parents deeply committed to balancing royal duty with a sense of normalcy, Prince Louis will no doubt continue to be a symbol of continuity, tradition, and the evolving future of the British monarchy. His journey may have only just begun, but the name Prince Louis already carries with it the weight of history and the promise of a new generation of royalty. Prince Louis embodies both royal tradition and modern promise. With a rich heritage and rising public admiration, he now stands at the heart of the monarchy. Let's uncover how Princess Catherine strategically secured her son's powerful royal future. The Princess of Wales's masterstroke. Behind every royal title, there's more than ceremony. There's strategy. And when it comes to carefully planned moves and long-term vision, no one does it better than Catherine, Princess of Wales. Known for her calm nature, warm smile, and impeccable public image, Kate is often seen as the graceful heart of the royal family. But behind that elegance lies a woman who understands the inner workings of the monarchy better than most, and she knows how to move the pieces without making a sound. While Queen Camilla reportedly reacted with quiet anger to the announcement of Prince Louis receiving a rare and prestigious title, Kate remained composed. She didn't challenge anyone publicly. She didn't raise her voice or step out of line. Instead, she did what she always does. She moved quietly, smartly, and with a long-term goal in mind. This wasn't just about honoring her youngest son. It was about shaping the royal family's future. Kate's power doesn't come from loud declarations or confrontations. It comes from her deep understanding of timing, image, and influence. She's mastered the art of doing everything right in the public eye. Never too flashy, never too bold, yet always perfectly poised. And because of that, she's gained something priceless: public trust. Through her actions, Catherine has steadily placed her children, George, Charlotte, and Louis, at the heart of the monarchy's future. Each time she steps out in public with them, she's not just being a loving mother, she's reminding the world who's next in line and who is preparing to carry the crown. But with Prince Louis, the youngest and often the most playful, the decision to bestow a significant title took many by surprise. After all, most royal children receive such honors much later in life. Yet this move didn't come out of nowhere. Insiders suggest it was the result of Kate's quiet but effective advocacy behind palace walls. She didn't push or demand. She simply allowed Louis's charm and presence to grow in the public eye, making him not just adorable, but impossible to ignore. Slowly, she built the case for why Louis was more than the cheeky youngest. He was a symbol of the monarchy's continuity, a sign that the next generation was already taking root. And when the time was right, the title came. Meanwhile, Camilla, whose path to royalty was far more complicated, reportedly found herself uneasy with this shift in the spotlight. While she worked for years to win over the public, Kate seemed to do it effortlessly. And now, with Louis's rising profile, Catherine was once again steering the royal conversation. without saying a word. Catherine's influence is quiet, but powerful. She doesn't need headlines to lead. Her strength is in her consistency, her grace, and her ability to make moves that last longer than news cycles. In many ways, she has become the monarchy's most powerful silent force, beloved by the public, untouchable within the institution, and always thinking 10 steps ahead. This moment with Prince Louis's title wasn't just a victory for her son. It was a masterstroke of royal strategy, one that subtly reshaped the palace's internal balance. Catherine isn't just playing the royal game, she's mastering it, with every step calculated, every move designed to protect her family's legacy and place them firmly at the center of the crown's future. Catherine's quiet strength and strategic grace have subtly reshaped the monarchy. Prince Louis's new title proves that real power lies in calm, calculated moves. But she didn't do it alone. Now, let's explore how King Charles will navigate this shift. Caught in the crossfire. King Charles found himself caught in an emotional storm between two influential women in his life: his wife, Queen Camilla, and his daughter-in-law, Princess Catherine. The decision to grant a special title to young Prince Louis seemed straightforward, but was laden with complexity, forcing the king to navigate a heavy heart and an impossible dilemma. On one side, Camilla, his loyal partner, had endured years of public scrutiny and sacrifice to support him. Her journey to acceptance within the royal family was fraught with criticism and gossip, yet she remained steadfast, prioritizing both the monarchy and Charles's happiness. However, granting Louis this title felt like a sudden shift, one that could overshadow her position and diminish her sacrifices. Conversely, Princess Catherine, beloved by the public and embodying the future of the royal family, represented a new era. Bestowing a rare and historic title upon Prince Louis was not just about honoring his grandson. It was also a tribute to the legacy of the late Princess Diana, Charles's first wife and mother to Prince William. Diana's memory symbolizes compassion and modernity, and the king's decision honored her enduring influence while securing the monarchy's future through her children. However, this decision unveiled a deeper fault line within the palace, one that illustrated the tension between tradition and change, loyalty and progress. King Charles understood that he had to balance his love and respect for Camilla with the necessity of supporting his son's family and upholding Diana's legacy. The tension was rooted not just in royal protocol, but in deep emotional loyalties and personal identity. Privately, the king grappled with guilt and uncertainty. How could he honor one woman's legacy while not hurting the other? How could he ensure the monarchy's future without creating fractures in the present? This quandary reflected the challenges of leading a family constantly under public scrutiny. The emotional toll of the decision affected everyone involved. Despite maintaining a composed exterior, Camilla reportedly felt sidelined and uncertain about her place. Meanwhile, Catherine and William embraced the title as a sign of stability for their children, assuring them that the next generation was being prepared for their future roles. The fallout revealed a divided palace, a family struggling with identity amidst a changing world. This rift, both personal and symbolic, highlighted the clash between deep-rooted traditions and the modern expectations of inclusion and unity. It demonstrated how even the most powerful family can face challenges in finding harmony when love, duty, and history collide. At the center of this upheaval, King Charles found himself in a delicate balancing act, attempting to bridge the past and future, the traditional and the modern. His decision to grant Prince Louis this historic title was more than a royal formality. It reflected the challenges of a modern monarchy trying to stay relevant in a rapidly evolving world. Ultimately, this episode illuminates the human side of the royal family, the conflicts, sacrifices, and heartaches behind the glittering facade. It reminds us that beneath the crowns and ceremonies, real people grapple with love, loyalty, and legacy. For King Charles, this heartbreaking dilemma is one of many as he navigates the fragile fault lines within his family and kingdom. King Charles's decision to honor Prince Louis exposed deep tensions between legacy and loyalty. Torn between love and duty, he faces the challenge of guiding a monarchy caught between tradition and change. Now, let's uncover how one young prince's title reshaped the crown, the silent shift of power. At first glance, it's just a headline, one meant to catch the reader's attention, but in truth, it holds much more than words. It quietly pulls back the curtain on one of the most sacred and secretive institutions in the world, the British monarchy. This isn't just about royal titles or family traditions. It's about emotion, power, legacy, and quiet rebellion. This headline doesn't simply tell you that Prince Louis received a new title. It hints at something deeper, something emotional, and possibly controversial. It suggests there's more going on beneath the surface, far beyond what the royal press, releases, or polished family portraits reveal. It whispers of a royal world on the edge of transformation, where the crown may still shine, but the shadows behind it grow darker and more complicated. At the heart of the story is Prince Louis, the youngest child of Prince William and Princess Catherine. He's beloved by the public for his playful spirit and cheeky smile, often stealing the spotlight during formal occasions. But the moment he was granted a rare historic title, typically reserved for older, more seasoned royals, things changed. That small gesture, though dressed in tradition, set off quiet alarms within palace walls. Why? Because this was not a routine honor. It was a bold, calculated move. This headline suggests that the monarchy is no longer just following tradition. It's writing a new chapter. A chapter where the youngest royal can carry great weight. A chapter where power is shifting, not with loud announcements or dramatic exits, but with subtle signals and symbolic acts. And in the middle of it all stands a child, barely old enough to understand what he represents. But Louis is only part of the story. The title, though given to him, reflects more on those surrounding him, especially his mother, Princess Catherine. As the future queen, Catherine is becoming more than just a royal by marriage. She is now a central figure in the monarchy's long-term vision. Her growing influence is becoming hard to ignore, and for some inside the palace, perhaps even uncomfortable. The headline also hints at a deeper tension, one involving Queen Camilla. Though once the subject of public skepticism, Camilla has slowly earned a place in the monarchy. But with Catherine rising in popularity and positioning her children, especially Louis, so strategically, Camilla's place in the new royal order feels increasingly uncertain. The reference to a fading queen isn't about age, it's about relevance. As Catherine shines brighter, Camilla's spotlight may be dimming. And so the headline doesn't just invite you to read a royal update, it invites you into a hidden world of emotion, silent struggles, and quiet power moves. It teases a changing tide within the House of Windsor, where tradition and ambition are now walking a delicate line. The transformation is happening quietly, but make no mistake, it is powerful. From the outside, everything may seem calm, but behind palace doors, every gesture, every title, and every glance carries weight. And as the monarchy prepares for its future, it's becoming clear that the next generation isn't just waiting, they're already rising. This headline isn't just bait, it's a map, leading readers toward a story of legacy, love, rivalry, and reinvention. The monarchy may not say it out loud, but this simple title for Prince Louis may be the first move in a carefully planned royal transformation. So, what do you think about Camilla's reaction to Prince Louis's royal title? We would love to hear your thoughts in the comments below. Don't forget to like and subscribe.